Hey guys, what is going on? The Zip of RageQuitTV casting a game between Incredible Miracles Nestea, who spawns as the red Zerg in the bottom right position of Tal'Darim altar, and he is up against ZeNEX.Yong, spawning as the blue Protoss. Mr. Young was so kind to upload a replay pack that contained a game of Nestea, so this will be the second time I get to cast Nestea's game, of course the first being BlizzCon, because they uploaded replays as well. This guy's replays are so freaking hard to find. But hey, we got one now. Nestea versus ZeNEX.Yong. On this map, I assume ZeNEX.Yong will be going for a Forge Fast Expand just because it is so big. And Nestea will probably be going for like a quick pull, not getting any gas, then going up for a very fast hatch. And possibly a third base, either building the hatch over here next to the rocks and using it as a macro hatch later on in the game, or all the way up here. That Overlord Scout is going to see this one scouting probe, and will it? Yes, it will. Change the position, so he will be going directly to ZeNEX.Yong's base. And Nestea, what are you going to do? He's at 13, 14 supply. I assume he's going to be saving up now to get that pool. We'll see as soon as this lava comes out. If he doesn't build a drone, he's going to go get a pool. He's not building a drone. Is he going to get a pool, or is he going to go for the hatch? It is the pool. A 14 pool comes out of Nestea. We have a pylon over here for ZeNEX.Yong. He's at 150 minerals, 14 supplies, so he may just be doing a Nexus first. 15 Nexus most likely will be coming out of Mr. Young, unless he scouts something abnormal, which he didn't see. He knows there's no gas. He sees the pool coming at 14, so he is going to go for that good old 15 hatch. And Nestea wants to expand. You can see he knows the scouting pattern this probe is on. Just goes up and down and gets a lot of hits on that probe very fast. And that probe cannot block the hatch anymore unless he wants to throw down a pylon, which he is not doing. The hatch gets built. And Nestea looking like he's in pretty good shape. We'll see exactly what this probe ends up doing as it is coming back. The pool is done, so he can get lings. So I don't think that pylon walling this or trying to do a cannon rush would be too successful. The forge just about finished. That gas is going down for Nestea at 20 supply. And that is a very late gas, so I assume he will be taking a pretty fast third base. It wouldn't even surprise me if he doesn't put guys on gas immediately, because every drone is about 40 minerals per minute. Unless you have 3, then the third one on the mineral patch is 20 minerals per minute. So he is not getting that gas in favor of getting a very fast third base, as we do see that drone going out. And this base has to get up as soon as possible because it needs to finish before a Void Ray could go out. And Nestea did come, saw a cannon building, which may have told him, okay, I can do this. He's not going to be doing any like double gateways with a lot of zealots, so this is perfectly safe to do. And Nestea does have two queens. That second queen is just popping. This queen's going to vomit and make her migration over to this base to give it a little bit of protection, as Nestea can protect this base with lings and his main queen. So it looks like this hatchery will be very well protected. The probe is going out from ZeNEX.Yong to go and scout to see if Nestea did indeed take a very fast third base. He has +1 on the way. That makes those zealots a lot more scary against lings, as they will 2-shot lings instead of 3-shotting them, which makes a huge deal. The probe comes, sees that one hatch building, sees this one queen just making her way over. And another queen is coming out from Nestea because, well, he doesn't have one on his natural. Gonna rebuild that one. This queen's gonna have some energy left over, which means he can do a vomit on this hatch and then lay down a creep tumor. Then he can put a creep tumor at this base and kind of have them both going towards each other and connect the bases very, very fast. The ling is going to go away from the probe, as he does know there is a cannon. I think this is a complete wall, as the probe does not go back in. Looks like another zealot is coming out from ZeNEX.Yong. And since that probe is trapped on the outside, he can just use it to put down a forward pylon. And it looks like 3 more gateways are coming out, so he will be putting on a little bit of pressure, I assume. Those gateways have 50 seconds left. That Whoop Gates has about I don't know, 80 seconds or 70 seconds. So they're pretty well timed together. That whoop gates will be finishing, and then those gateways will be finishing, so he'll be morphing those into whoop gates and then going in to attack this third base, and this base could be in trouble. Drones are transferring over to it, and the probe is lagging behind those zealots. The zealots are going to take that Ling off the watchtower, and I don't think the Ling saw the probe, so Nestea may not know this is coming. Uh-oh, he knows there's zealots out on the map. He is getting 7 roaches, 8 roaches, so he should be fine. Those roaches popping, going to begin their walk over to the third base. Pylon just about finished. That Ling's coming in. He's like, wait, what are you doing? And sees +1 on those zealots, and he's going to be laughing because he has roaches. And zealots just don't do that well against roaches. Morphing in even more zealots. And now he sees 2 roaches. He's like, oh, drats, that absolutely sucks. Gonna use 3 zealots to chase these roaches while 4 zealots go to pick off the queen and whatever drones he can. The queen is running around. Of course, she has the same speed as zealots. Now the drones being pulled off. A lot more roaches do come in from Nestea. Those zealots are getting cleaned up very single-handedly. And these drones not even really going down. Nestea has had some incredible micro. Going into this, he only lost 3 drones, which is very impressive, but a double Stargate is coming out. ZeNEX.Yong going to transition into Void Rays, which could also be trouble. But Nestea going for a lair already. Has an Evo chamber on the way. He has not scouted those Stargates. This is just luck. And he will be able to get a Hydra Den if he sees Void Rays coming, which he may because he has Overlord, or he had an Overlord that was watching the base. Now it is just being pulled back. He doesn't have any watchtowers. He needs to see the Void Ray coming. That way he can get the Hydra Den out. And it looks like he wants to start taking his 4th base as those rocks are now under attack. And Nestea just has a split up. And one thing I've noticed from a lot of Korean players is they keep their hatches on individual hotkeys. It's very Brood War-esque, but more importantly in StarCraft 2, you can see, let's go to Nestea's camp, see if he will demonstrate it. That's not him. This is him. So we're just watching down here. You're going to see him go between all his hatches. Is he going to? Is he going to? So yeah, you see him going between those hatches. He is just looking, let's get out of his camp so I can show you. He is just looking at this bar. This is the creep inject bar, so he knows when it's about to happen so he can go back and do it. And a Void Ray, did I hear it? No, he is still saving them up. But yeah, that's what a lot of the Korean Zergs like to do. They keep them on separate hotkeys so they can check the creep inject bar and say, okay, it's just about done. So I'm going to go over this hatch and get ready to vomit. And of course, on 0, he has all of his hatcheries hotkeyed so he can do mass love stuff. We have a Hydra Den and a Spire going down because they did pick off this one Overlord as we do look. 1 kill on those Void Rays. This Spore Caller getting into position, but 4 Void Rays will laugh at a Spore Caller. Immediately micros 1 Void Ray back, but doesn't get the aggro off of it. Doesn't go down, not a big deal. The Queen is going to fall. Now more and more Spore Callers will be destroyed. Phoenix getting away those Overlords, but keep in mind the Hydra Den was built as soon as he saw these Void Rays, and he has a bunch of units here to do a little bit of attacks, but Force Fields do go down. Great Force Fields from ZeNEX.Yong. Those Zealots can't do much, but those cannons are doing so much. This hatch is under siege. The Queen going at this Void Ray. It's almost down, but the hatch is going to fall. These Phoenix could lift up the Queen and save this Void Ray. Meanwhile, the Lings do break down whatever building this was. I think it was a pylon, but don't get anything critical. Now the Void Ray is going to be taking out Overlords and Hydras. Actually built to combat these. They are getting lifted up by the Phoenix, but there's just too many Hydras. The Void Rays will be going down, and those Phoenix got to hightail it out of there. We got 9 Overlords on the way because Nestea is preparing to be supply capped, and as he does get supply capped, this one assault did not do that much. ZeNEX.Yong is coming out ahead, going in this loss tab. You can see Nestea losing just a little bit more, but he's also lost this one base, has 62 drones. And that is so many drones not being optimally saturated. You can go over this income. Of course, there is a battle, but Phoenix are going to come. It's not too big of a deal. You can look at this. Nestea only has like 100, 200 more minerals per minute than ZeNEX.Yong, and he has 10 more workers, which is pretty ridiculous. As 10 workers, that would be, let's see, if they were all optimally saturated on mineral patches, that could be 400 minerals per minute. So, you can tell he is not too happy mining-wise because that base did go down, but it is being rebuilt. He has plenty of Hydras out to deal with any Phoenix. But it looks like, let's see, what is ZeNEX.Yong going for? It's going for Colossus, getting upgrades of his own just now. Those upgrades are pretty late. He's at +1 weapons, going on +1 shields. Or not shields, armor. But Nestea is going on +2 attack. Almost has +1 armor done, and also getting +1 flying attack. So Nestea is ahead in the upgrades, but ZeNEX.Yong is even in macro, and that's not where Zerg wants to be against Protoss. They want to be ahead of them. And ZeNEX.Yong is just doing such a good job with that. And these Phoenix coming in to do harassments. They killed a few probe drones at that natural, now killing some at the main. 16 have died, but that's not going to mean too much. Nestea has been rebuilding them. That's why I'm not focusing too much on this harassment. You can see he has 70 drones still. I think 69 is what you want to have optimally saturated 3 bases. But 74 is pretty good. 6 Phoenix still just going around the map. And 1 Link sitting here for Nestea. Does he know about that 3rd base? No, he doesn't. He doesn't even know those rocks are under attack, it looks like. And what do we have? Colossus now coming out. Thermal Lance is being researched, and that will be very good against the composition Nestea has. Nestea is going old school, it looks like, with Roach, Hydra, Corruptor. I can only assume he's going to get Corruptors with this composition once he sees Colossus. And you normally don't see Roach, Hydra, Corruption anymore for whatever reason. It has been phased out with a lot of Mutiling or Infestor type play, and a lot more drones getting lifted up by those Phoenix. And the worker count 68 to 68, not a big deal. Those Phoenix just being pretty annoying and making themselves worthwhile and getting scouting information. I'd say the scouting information is the biggest thing they're getting. And we have 5 Corruptors out, even though we don't know about any Colossus play. He is getting those Corruptors anyways. And that may just be to combat these Phoenix. You can't use mutas in small numbers to kill the Phoenix. You need Corruptors if it's only going to be a small number. If you're massing mutas like 30 mutas, then they're okay against Phoenix. Because the splash damage is so great. And here we go. It looks like Nestea wants to attack, but there's plenty of energy on these sentries. Let's see, 3 sentries, but they're all at max, which means he has 12 force fields, which is more than enough to tilt the battle in your favor. Nestea is taking his 4th base and really wants to attack this. He is at 200, so he is going to come in, try to keep ZeNEX.Yong from getting maxed out. And we have Colossus being built now because he doesn't want to build more than 3 Colossus. The battle, though, has commenced, and it looks like ZeNEX.Yong has good positioning. These Colossus not really going down. That Immortal sitting in the back, not doing a thing. 1 Colossus does fall, but 2 still remain, and I guess not too much is going down anymore from ZeNEX.Yong. These Hydras will be cleaned up. Finally, the Immortal joins the battle. Those Phoenix numbers did get thinned out, but it looks like ZeNEX.Yong holds this with ease. But behind that, Nestea did macro up. He is at 153 supply, while ZeNEX.Yong is at 115. And Nestea didn't really kill any probes there. This whole game, he's only killed 5 probes. So that attack only really killed enemy units, which is good for ZeNEX.Yong, as he is still up on 66 probes. And there's Corruptors now out to scare those Phoenix away. And they were out earlier because they did deal with Colossus. ZeNEX.Yong getting more Colossus. Actually, he's getting more Immortals. My bad there. Just getting a lot of Immortals. It looks like he has 4 of them. And those things do very well against Roaches. And Colossus do very well against Hydras. So it looks like Nestea may be beat on the unit composition mix. If these Roaches do fall, then Nestea will just be demolished. And these Immortals will kill the Roaches. The Stalkers can kill the Corruptors, and the Colossus can kill the Hydras. Blink goes off on the Stalkers. Immortals just cleaning up everything else. It looks like ZeNEX.Yong is taking this battle, but he's still behind on the food. A hive is coming out now. Those corruptors are getting picked off ever so slowly by those stalkers chasing them. ZeNEX.Yong is backing up. We have a lot more roaches being built, but not a single immortal did fall that battle. And Nestea is going to need to get Broodlords out, I believe, but his hive tech is a little bit late. He is on 4 bases. It looks like these 2 Phoenix, again, just scouting about. Have they seen this 4th base? No, they haven't. They will very soon. And we have ZeNEX.Yong taking a 4th base as well. And he is just sitting on this creep right now, just chilling out. He's like, hey, guys, look at my army. What do you think about it? Just build a counter to it. I dare you. +3 weapons are being researched. Observer is coming out so he can take out these creep tumors. Pathogen glands is being researched so he can deal with blink stalkers as he does get that hive. And now the Greater Spire. Greater Spire. It'll come. Trust me, it will come. He is getting infested so he can root the stalkers in place. So the stalkers hopefully will not kill the Broodlords. But this +3 attack is going to be so scary. Those immortals already do 60 damage per shot. That will increase, I believe, to 65 damage per shot, which is pretty good against those roaches. Of course, against non-roach units, non-armored, they only deal 24 shot, so not that much. But the roaches are the thing that those immortals are going to be hitting, and man, do they do a lot of damage. Hatch is being built, so that will be Nestea's 5th base, and he does need it to combat ZeNEX.Yong going on 4 bases. Nestea is maxed out, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him attack fairly soon. He is getting a Greater Spire to get those Broodlords out. That is coming fairly late, and ZeNEX.Yong looking like he has a pretty decent army. Of course, Nestea's is higher, but I don't think Roach Hydra is that effective at 200-200 compared to what ZeNEX.Yong does have. But once he gets those Broodlords and Infestors out, then his army will become very cost-effective. Just right now, it is not, and he's sitting at max, so he can't get Infestors or Broodlords really out. Queen's joining the mix. And ZeNEX.Yong just getting more and more Colossi. He's at 4 right now. And here we go. The battle is going to commence. Those roaches getting picked off for free. He's going to start retreating. He is freeing up supply, though, getting 11 Spine Crawlers. And that looks like it is at the what should be 3rd base, but it is the 4th base that he has taken. And their Stalker's not going to back up. Fungal Growth is going to go down on them. These Colossus now getting into the fight. The Colossus do get Fungal Growth. Stalker's blinking ahead, picking off that one Overseer. The Immortals in the middle of this mixture. Stalker's blink ahead, and that Spine Crawler just gets taken. Here we go. All of the Broodlords are here. They are going down very quickly. That was like 6 of them that just faded instantly. The Stalkers are at +3 attack. Nestea 2-2. So Young did catch up in the upgrades, and he is just stomping Nestea at this point. He has taken the supply lead 168 to 131. These Stalkers just doing so much damage. This natural is going to go down yet again, and I think ZeNEX.Yong is going to be taking this game, but stay tuned after this game. I will show you what I meant about looking at the lava injects of Nestea after this game. Infestation Pit is going to be falling, and there goes the GG. So what was I talking about before? Let's go over to SC2Gears. That is not it. This is it. This is my screen. Here we go. Let's see, let's just make sure XSplit says everything is fine there. Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. So I'm going to load up Nestea's game, and this is really cool. It goes right into this, and all these red dots, these are the injects. So you can see how consistent he is. He has a 17.4 second gap, which isn't the best, but his queens were active at points. Right here, this hatchery, this was the one he did a very poor job on, which made his gap really large. This main hatch, oh my god, was that on time almost every time. And if you ever open this up and not on this, you go to the main building control, click on this thing next to grid, and then do auto configure for spawn lava. The chrono boost should work, but it never does for some reason. So it'll probably be fixed later, and then you can do this thing to check out the chrono boost usage, which will be very interesting because I know many Protoss slack on that. But yeah, this is definitely a very nice tool to have. Can analyze your low-level Zerg play, and we can go just compare him to another guy. Let's go back to my replay search. Oh, there's his EVP. It's going to be going against Cats. And you can see his average inject is 16.3 seconds out of a 14-minute game. That last game was 18 minutes. So he has equivalent inject with more hatches and a longer game. Nestea is just ridiculous like that. And I still think this is not that good. Once this game has matured, you'll see this being completely solid as Zerg players have that mastered. But yeah, that'll be it. Take care, and I will see you.